One of the most powerful symbols of modern life is money. Today, most people unconsciously shape their lives according to the rules of money. Going to work, receiving an education, traveling, or even engaging in a hobby is directly related to it. Yet money is not merely an economic tool. It is a force that determines the way we think, the relationships we build, the values we hold, and even the identity we construct. It is at this very point that Georg Simmel offers a profound analysis. He does not view money as just a medium of exchange, but as a phenomenon that transforms the soul of modern humanity and the structure of society itself. In The Philosophy of Money, Simmel examines the social, cultural, and individual effects of money. According to him, the history of money is directly linked to the process of human emancipation. Throughout history, humanity has struggled to expand its living space, to gain independence, and to become free. However, behind this struggle lies a paradox. While humans become freer, they simultaneously become trapped within the very system they have created. The clearest example of this paradox is the monetary system itself. For Simmel, money grants individuals freedom, but at the same time binds them to the world of objects. Through money, one no longer depends solely on immediate surroundings. One can travel anywhere, buy anything, and build one's own life. Yet this freedom is only an illusion. In reality, money drags individuals into another kind of dependency on the rules of the economic system, on market fluctuations, and on the uncertainty of prices. Simmel's understanding of value is central to grasping this contradiction. He argues that the value of an object does not originate from its intrinsic nature. Value arises from the distance between the individual and the object. Something becomes valuable only when effort is required to attain it. If an object can be obtained instantly, its value diminishes. This perspective explains why money plays such a central role in modern society. It enables the measurement, comparison, and organization of values, yet in doing so, it also abstracts those values, weakening our emotional connections to the world. Here, the process of objectification comes into play. Simmel claims that money places a distance between humans and objects. People no longer relate directly to things. Their relationships are mediated by money. This alters the emotional world of human beings. Emotions give way to calculations. Sincerity gives way to self-interest. People begin to evaluate one another not for who they are, but for what they possess or how much they can provide. Thus, money rationalizes not only economic life, but also the human spirit. At this point, Simmel introduces what he calls the tragedy of modern life. The modern individual appears freer than ever before, freed from traditional constraints and social hierarchies. Yet this freedom, according to Simmel, is merely formal. The individual becomes lost within the web of their own creation, the culture dominated by money. In a world governed by the economy of money, humans turn into beings surrounded by systems and objects. Life becomes more orderly, predictable, and logical, but also colder, shallower, and lonelier. The influence of money extends beyond the individual. It reshapes society itself. In traditional communities, people lived through face-to-face interactions. In modern societies, relationships become anonymous. People no longer know one another personally. Transactions, exchanges, and agreements all occur through money. This empties the substance of social relations. While relationships become more rational, their emotional depth weakens. Simmel describes this as the fading of personal values. Money also accelerates the process of social differentiation. It opens new spaces for human activity, creating new professions, lifestyles, and identities. The modern individual no longer fits into a single social role. However, this diversity brings about an inner confusion of identity. While becoming more unique, the individual simultaneously loses a sense of meaning. Everything in life becomes interchangeable, measurable, and temporary. Simmel explains the role of money in modernization through a dual structure. Money is both liberating and limiting. It both empowers and weakens the individual. The abstract freedom provided by money leaves a spiritual emptiness within. The free human no longer knows what to believe in, what to defend, or what to value. This is the source of modern man's inner alienation. Simmel argues that money has rationalized the world. Everything has become measurable and calculable. Economic reasoning now extends beyond trade. People begin to treat relationships, decisions, and even emotions as if they were costs to be managed. Concepts like friendship, loyalty, love, and respect are increasingly expressed in economic terms. Thus, life ceases to be qualitative and becomes quantitative. People now ask how much more often than why. The process of rationalization also transforms human thought itself. Emotions give way to reason. Intuition gives way to planning. Instinct gives way to strategy. This is the logic of the modern world. Everything must be measured, calculated, and optimized. Yet, according to Simmel, this logic, while making humans more intelligent, also alienates them from life. Humans no longer feel life, they try to manage it. In today's world, these ideas remain remarkably relevant. Money is no longer a tangible object, but a digital symbol, circulating in bank accounts, apps, and virtual wallets. However, its psychological and social influence remains unchanged. People now calculate their time, relationships, and even emotions in terms of value. The abstract nature of money makes freedom even more complex. On the surface, everyone appears free, but that freedom exists only within the limits set by the system. Ultimately, Simmel's philosophy tells us this: money is the most powerful cultural creation of humankind. It structures society and provides individuals with mobility, but at the same time, it becomes an invisible force to which humanity must submit. The philosophy of money is, in truth, the philosophy of modernity itself. Concepts such as freedom, rationality, and individuality have all been redefined through money. Therefore, Simmel's analysis helps us understand not only the society of a century ago, but also the digital world of today. And perhaps the most important question remains: are we truly free, or do we merely live within the illusion of a freedom shaped by money?